All right, welcome out there. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you guys are all surviving this horrific pandemic that is ripping its way through the United States. One thing I do want to bring up for everybody is I have been definitely tracking this coronavirus map, right? And something that is just, I mean, we're the third largest country in the world by population, right? By population, not mass. Don't start pulling out calculators and shit on me, okay? So we're the third largest country by population. All right. So something that just is really wild right here, when you take a look at it, is that we now have the highest amount of confirmed cases. Okay. I want to say that is, I mean, come on, guys. If you believe China only has 81,000 cases, right? I've got beachfront. I'm going to sell it to you. It's right outside Las Vegas. It's amazing. The beaches are just gorgeous, right? The sunsets are amazing. The water is warm. As soon as California falls into the ocean, it will be beachfront, okay? Because just don't believe anything that comes out of China. Listen, I travel there a lot. It is, the people are freaking kick-ass, die-hard workers and have done an amazing job, right? And China is insane, crazy. I could never live there, man. It's tough for me. I can live in all the other Asian countries, except for there. But like 81,000, meh. 3,000 deaths, meh. I mean, I have a hard time believing that. Okay, especially when the United States got 142,000 cases, right now. Number one, this just shows you how much actual testing, and like in other countries, you test and it's like, yeah, right, we don't want to scare the people. Let's not put out all the results and shit like that. But here in the United States, you just can't get away with that crap, right? Somebody tests positive, goes in the computer, goes in the books, it's marked, it's logged. You know who that is, they quarantine that person. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Now, what's interesting though is if you come over here and look at the fatalities, right? Look at 2,500 fatalities for 141,000, 140, almost 3,000 people now. That's what's really wild because look at this. Almost a little more than us down here in France with a fraction of the amount of people that have been diagnosed. Same thing in Iran, right? Iran, once again, hard to believe the numbers coming out of Iran. I would probably 2, 3x this just to be on the safe side, right? But look at England. England's pretty high, 20,000 people, 1,200 people on the 1,200 people so far. That's a little rough. That's rough right there, right? But I mean, when you look at it, America is not doing so bad. I think, our medical, I mean, a lot of people say that we weren't prepared. I don't think this is anything any country, no matter how prepared you are for it, can be prepared for this. And I think a lot of countries have done really good. I think Italy, dude, talk all the smack out of Italy. They've had a high death rate going on. But listen, I think Italy's done an exceptionally good job by locking everything down, right? I think they've done an exceptional job by locking down the country and mitigating the risk to the wider general populace, right? I think they've done a great job. I think a lot of countries have done a good job. I think there hasn't been much fear mongering going on, which is great, right? That's the last thing we need is a bunch of fear mongering, and it's hard. God, there's some news networks you just shouldn't watch. I won't name any of them: CNN, MSNBC, CBS, NBC. Any of those, just completely just don't watch those guys. Don't watch any news network that's got fear mongering going on, because the reality of the situation is that, I mean, I think governments around the world are doing a relatively good job at handling this, right? I have to tell you, if we saw the deaths ratio right now at 200,000, 150, 200,000, I would definitely be more concerned and there'd be a lot more fear in me, right? Right? I mean, take out China, take China out of it. Just wipe China off that. Throw me 100,000 deaths right now worldwide without China on there, and 150,000 right now at this point, and I would definitely be much more concerned. That would show us that it's trending higher than the flu. It's trending higher in a lot of regular diseases that people are, naturally occurring. Other things, I don't want to call the flu natural, but it's a naturally occurring thing. It happens every freaking year. We get ready for it, and it hits hard, right? The other thing that's really wild is how this is not affecting children, right? And I don't mean children like us married men. I mean like actual children, right? I mean, wow, it's just so wild that this is not affecting small children. And whatever higher power you believe in right now, listen, just say thank you to that power, right? I mean, say thank you for not taking, that's it. Just nothing is more horrific than seeing children suffer. I mean, that's the one thing that just breaks me up inside. But like looking at the numbers as they stand right now, I think that the world governments are doing a great job. One thing I am also super impressed with, guys out there, is the reaction to by the scientific community and companies and corporations around the world that really are coming together. I mean, gosh, guys, Fuji out of Japan. I mean, dude, Fuji Films out of Japan. I had no idea they made antiviral drugs, dude. I mean, no idea. And super impressed, man. I mean, these guys have already been, if you haven't seen this article right here, Fujifilm is already, dude, they've been in China. They've done thousands of patients over in China, right? I mean, they have been on it, right? Look at 91% of the patients who are administered, right, have seen quicker results in their recoveries. And these guys are over there just like testing thousands of people in China. That's, listen, of all the bad things you guys can say about China, the one good thing is you can say about China is they get shit fucking done, right? They get shit done, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Something needs to get done over there. I mean, they cut arms, legs, they'll drag people through the streets with tanks. I mean, you'll get it done. They say, go get it done, it gets done. And I am very impressed by that. One of the other good studies is there's actually a company out in Colorado right now. It's called United Bio something. God, United Bio. Hold on a second. Damn it. Give me 1 second. I got it. It's United Bio. Nope. Biomedical, that's it. So it's United Biomedical, right? It's COVID-19, and they're in Colorado. And what they're doing is these guys are doing this. There it is right there. These guys are doing a great job. They have literally gone out and given the entire town antibodies. Right? This is super cool, right? They went out into this entire town and gave this entire town antibodies for the coronavirus, right? The whole town. They just went out there and poop, every single person. They gave them the immunity. Pretty darn cool, right? And they said, hey, if this works, and what they do is they inject you with the antibody. And then they come back and they test you, every few days, whatever, every week, whatever. But they can immediately see if your body holds on to those antibodies, so that if you would get the coronavirus, your body would already be prepared to fight it. So all good news, man. There's a lot of really good things going on. And listen, I've put this in here, and I still think this holds true. And I said we're looking for some good news I would like to see some good news between this coming Tuesday and and call it Saturday, which is, I think, the 5th, or Saturday or Sunday by the 5th. I would like to see it by Friday, actually, a really good announcement on some of these therapies that are being used. Could be the hydroxychloroquine, could be the Fujifilm virus vaccine that they're testing. This is an actual vaccine. There could be a lot of, a myriad of different things, but I'd like to see some good news coming out of just in general in mass for us this week. So a couple of things we really need to watch out for is we need to now. This is the beginning of the month coming up. This is really a tough time for a lot of businesses, a lot of people. Rent's due, bills are due, car insurance is due, car payments are due. This is going to be a very interesting first week of April coming up here. And I would say the first 7 days are going to be a real test of a lot of people's sanity. Okay. So I'm going to put that in here. This first 7 to 10 days. Oh shit! Come on! Gee, I'm trying to do two things at once. Days of April will be a real test for the U.S. All of the regular bills being due for many Americans. Right? I just feel if we can just hold our shit together for this, get through this first 7 to 10 days of April, and landlords can be flexible, and rent people who have mortgages and the small businesses. One of the biggest things that we got to do is we just need to hold the businesses from closing their doors for the next few months, or we are fucked. Right? And the Trump plan that he rolled out, the stimulus plan, hopefully handles this. Looks like it will handle this. Right, it definitely looks like it'll handle this, right? And one of the things they're offering is 8 weeks of payroll plus rent and utilities, and to hold, right? And I really think this is going to save a lot. And the reason why this is really good that they're doing this, all right? Think about it like this, guys. Think about it like this. If we would just let businesses fold and close, right? They just go dark. How long do you think it'll take, before somebody has the balls to open up another restaurant or bar or something like that, or whatever it is they're going to open, right? How long do you think somebody has the balls to open something up in there, or the rent that they're going to be willing to pay? If the businesses were all to shutter, it would take months, and all those businesses, all those jobs, all that just wiped right off the map. It's easier just to throw them a bone, try to hold them open for the next 3 to 4 months, and get through this patch, and then they just continue business as usual going forward, right? So that's the good thing. Let's look at Bitcoin right now. The weekly, so here's my little mappy thingy I've had, my long-term thing, what I've wanted to see. I've wanted to see something like this inverted headed shoulders, or an A&E pattern right here. We've been pointing out the absolutely bearish volume. We got a nice little pullback. We did a great job shorting the little bejesus, we literally shorted the perfectest of the perfect out of the top there. The one thing that's really got me is I had this little yellow squiggly line, and it's been up there for quite a while. This candle that we put in right here is just confusing the living bejesus out of me, boys and girls. I'm sorry, man. This candle just has got my cookie confused. I don't know what to make of this. Is it a bullish pin bar? Is it a bearish pin bar? You see this pattern that I drew, kind of this. I don't know what it is. That's the problem right here. I don't know what the hell this is. I would have hoped we would have coming down and we would have hit the 200 MA and bounced off the 200 MA as support again, because that would have given me the pattern that I'm looking for an A&E bottom, right? Like this, if it would have gone, just look, there's the 200 MA right there, right? come down, bounce off the 200 MA, come out, bounce off the 200 MA again, maybe test it one more time, and then boom, daddy, boom, get ourselves that nice, sexy run that I still think we're going to go for the halving. I still think we're going to get a nice push for the halving. And my target's still 9,000 for that, right? But I don't want to get caught with my hands in the cookie jar, not, getting wrecked in some kind of a trade. So this is really one of the things I would like to test that 200 MA again before we make the runzy for the halving. We still have time. Now we're almost into April, right? And I've told you guys that I still feel April's going to give us that run, and I'm going back over and over and over again. We would really have to have some tragedy strike us right now on Bitcoin for that not to happen. The one thing that's kind of working against us is also the world markets. I have to say, guys, it's a hell of a deal out there right now on a lot of stocks, and I feel that we could still get a little bounce lower and a bounce on a lot of the world stocks and the world economies. But man, I'm telling you guys, once we get some kind of a therapy, a drug, a vaccine, whatever it is, boom, it's going to be a moon mission, and it's really going to be really hard to catch up, right? I'm telling you, the day they announce something positive is the day there's a $4,000 point run on the Dow. 4,000 points one day, be the biggest record ever, right? It'll be fucking insane, right? So but we do have a bunch of gaps that have opened up higher. I see those gaps, guys. I know where they're at. There's one right now all the way up to 6,700. It's right here. There's another gap all the way up to 9,000. I want to fill those with the halving run. That's what I want to do. I want to fill those with the halving run, right? A couple other things I want to take a look at right here. Let's say there's two other charts I really wanted to show you guys. Let me go find them. Okay, so there's the 12-hour. People were wondering how I was setting my target, right? There was my target for that short. The short entry right there, I do have a stop loss not far over that, 6,400 and change, 6,440, 6,420, something like that. Because I knew we were going to come up. See, I wanted to bounce off this lower 57 range, right? I want to come down, bounce me off to 5,000, bounce me off to 5,700, bounce me off something down there. But we didn't bounce off anything low. That's no bueno, but I want to show you guys one more chart. Give me a second. This is really important. All right, this one, look, we haven't quite got up to the trend line right there. That's one thing. And then I got one more. Let me, the hell is it? Where is this last one? Ooh, bear cross. This is going to close out here very soon. Oh, that's another thing. Look at this candle over here. The bearish candle right here. The monthly is a bearish pin bar candle. This is an ugly, ugly, ugly candle on the monthly. Right, this candle is very ugly on the monthly. I don't like it. That's one thing I'm kind of really, really worried about is that monthly candle. Over here on this is the ADX chart. So the ADX chart, I would like to see here we go. Look, I'd like come back down here. Then let's go up. Let's come back really a little bit lower, and then come back up for the run. That's why I don't like where we're at right now. But I want to show you one more chart, and we will be done. Where is it at? Nope, nope. There it is. Okay. So this is the MACD, right? This is the MACD with the RSI. One thing I would like to show you is this area right here, right? Resistance, support, right? This area, this orange band, right, has worked over and over and over as resistance and support, right? And we're back in it. So we're definitely came down into it. We're getting a bounce right now for sure, right? We're getting the bounce out of this area right there. That is support and resistance. And this is, the thing is, this area likes to have follow through low, right? It likes to have follow through. So this is tough, right? This is definitely a tough one. We hit this area. This has acted as support before. You see it acted as support right now. And that's one thing I just wanted to share with everybody. That's really the last chart. Listen, I still at this point see this as a dead cat bounce, right? I just do. I still see it as a dead cat bounce. I just don't feel we're not there yet. We're sure as hell not in April, right? We're sure as hell not in April, and I feel that we're just not there yet. Okay, so I'm not ready for the run yet, right? I feel we can still march up here, 6,800, clear out this. See that the wedge right here? I still think we can pop up to 6,800 still hold this wedge, come back down, and then this would still give me the ant E, right? Ant E still looks like an inside bar candle though. Still is a bearish inside bar candle to me. All right, I think that's it. That's all I got, everybody. Sorry it's taken so long to get this damn video done. All right, I am the Vamp, and I am out.